Hi, how's everyone doing today? I thought I would do my talk today on Omnispan as I had a sales call last week, um, and I'm starting to get into the middle stages of my sales process with two docs of mine. After I went through the demo, they're open to going through a trial on one of their next cases. So that being said, I'll get right into it. Well, first I want to start off by talking to the younger guys at Empire on how I think this is an important product for us to take ownership to. When thrown into a new territory and you're trying to develop relationships with new doctors, I think the best way to gain credibility is by introducing them to a new product. If you can introduce them to a new product and take them from the beginning stages of the sales process to a point where they're using the process, where they're using the product on a regular basis, you gain credibility in their eyes, and in turn, it's much easier to introduce other products to them or offer your opinion in the OR or in certain clinical situations. I think Omnispan could be that product for us. I'm using it as my way to get into some of my doctors and gain credibility in their eyes. So that being said, the demo I went through last week was the beginning stages of the sales process for one of my doctors who now is a partial owner of his own surgery center. He's the high volume doctor, and he has two other colleagues who are a little bit lower volume. But I was able to speak with one, Dr. Bresnoff, and two, Dr. Rubin, who is a lower level volume guy, but also does ACLs. So he could use meniscal repair systems such as Omnispan. To get right into it, just want to talk about first what the selling points are for Omnispan. One is obviously there's no hard bodies on the surface of the meniscus. That includes knots. Two, it has excellent strength, 177 newtons, which is head above heels more than any of our competitors. Three is active deployment. And four is less mass post-operatively due to the absorbable component of OrthoCord. I started by asking my doctor what he uses. When I went in for my lunch, he obviously said Fast Fix. I then asked if he had ever tried anything else. He said nothing on the market was anywhere close, so no, he hadn't tried anything else. So that was when I responded with, well, I think that's why I thought this was worth coming in to show you. For the longest time, MyTech hasn't been quite at the par level when it comes to our meniscal repair system. But since this came out last week, there's certainly been a buzz around the company, and we think we are now in the game for meniscal repairs. That being said, I'll let you judge after we do the demo, and I'll let you know some of the points that make this a little bit unique. So we got going with the demo, and what I want to talk to you about is how you incorporate the selling points into your demo, or at what points you can incorporate them into. I tried to incorporate them as much as I can, or at least draw notice to them as much as I could. The first one is obviously no hard bodies on the surface of the meniscus. When you're done with the demo, you can show him or her, the backstops obviously on the back of the meniscus, and obviously is all you can see on the surface of the meniscus is just OrthoCord suture. The second one is excellent strength. I would stick with the white papers on that one. I didn't notice any points throughout the demo where you could really mention pull-out strength. So stick with the Barber white paper, which talks about strength. And you can put that in your technique guide. There's a little folder on the back of your technique guide where you can slide in free sheets of paper. So you can go ahead and do that. Number three is active deployment. I think this is one of the major selling features of Omnispan. You're not relying on friction or any other means for the backstops or the implants to be deployed. Everything is deployed straight from the needle. So that being said, the doctor doesn't have to question whether the backstop is holding or whether the implant's going to slide off. Everything is straight from the meniscal plier. Everything the doctor wants to do is straight from the handpiece. And finally, less mass post-operatively. If some of you have doctors who know OrthoCord, self-explanatory. OrthoCord is a suture that's used on this implant. Some of the tips I found while going through my demo is the first one was make sure you penetrate to the double laser line. If you notice, the first laser line is at 10 millimeters. The soft stop is at 13 millimeters. The double laser line is at 15 millimeters, and the final laser line is at 20 millimeters. So I know if any of you guys watched the online demos or any of the introductory stuff online, it said one of the selling points is you don't have to overpenetrate on the meniscus. If you don't overpenetrate on the demo, I think a lot of times you'll find after the doctor squeezes the gray handle, the backstop won't deploy all the way through the meniscus. That's just because of the rubbery component. You know, so these pucks are a little bit more rubbery, and it won't have the strength to push it through. It'll just kind of stretch the rubber, but it won't actually puncture it. The other one is don't let the surgeon press both buttons at the same time. If you get the surgeon who's a little bit touchy-feely, it's easy to want to squeeze both of them. And at that point, both of the implants will slide off the needle and your demo will be trashed. And finally, using the probe technique, it's important to make note that you need to first pull the free strand to watch what loop tensions as you pull the free strand. Your doctor's going to want to pull the free strand and pull it all the way till both loops are tightened, and it's going to cause a lot of movement with the suture within the joint space. You're going to want to tell them to slow down on this step, pull the free strand. You then go in with the probe and you pull on the strand that was moved due to the tension of the free end. After that point, you'll notice the one of the looped sutures will flatten down the meniscus, and then in turn you can pull the loose strand all the way, and both strands will be down the meniscus. Those were the major points that I found this week or last week when I was doing my sales call. You know, if any of you have any questions, feel free to call or text. But I've done a lot of studying on this product, and I think I'm starting to feel pretty comfortable with it. Just got to get a case under my belt now. So hope this all helped, and I'll talk to you soon.